I got to take this and mention this, because a lot of people, and we're turning the channel a little bit on money made for head coaches.
Yeah.
Not saying it's bad, actually. You know, if you can make $3 or $4 million a year, that's great. Most people will assume that Coach Stovall made $1 million a year back then, but no, you didn't.
No, not as a player in the NFL and not as a coach.
And that big salary was?
My biggest salary was about $65,000 a year at LSU.
That's amazing.
It was. But I thought that was a lot of money
back then, yeah. So if you were coming back into coaching today and someone offered you $2 million a year, would you get an agent?
No. Why should I get an agent for something somebody's already offering me? I've already got that. I would. My agent would be Judy Stovall. She handles it very well.
Your co-pilot, your
My
wife.
co-pilot. She would take care of that very easily.
And what do you think of that coach, of these coaches, when they're just, the agent calls and they all have the same agent? I mean, 4 SEC coaches have the same agent.
Well, I don't know. I never had one as a coach and never had one as a player.
That's a whole different
It's a whole different world. I think if somebody walks up and guarantees that he can make you $4 million and you're at the $2 million level, let's talk about it a little bit, I would think. But it was a totally different world. It would be amazing. I think it would be like winning the lottery, maybe.
And Nick Saban, hey, if there's anything, if you don't like Nick Saban, you're a Louisiana fan of LSU, hey, well, I understand that. You want to beat Nick Saban more than you want to beat Alabama? I understand that. What makes him a genius to me is that the way he signs these contracts. If you fire me, I get my money. If I want to leave, I get my money.
Well, you understand, though, he has taken them to a level of success that gives him the ability to demand that. I think Coach Miles is certainly at that level of success, in my opinion. I think you're talking about two different personalities as well.
Right. And you know, we were talking about that Alabama game. You know, it wasn't as close probably as what people would have seen on TV. But you're a coach, and I grew up as a dad being a coach, and you watched the game a little differently. That big old line of Alabama was controlling that clock.
Well, remember when Alabama played Georgia, and one of the announcers on the TV network that evening said that Friday evening when they left, Georgia's defensive coordinator coming out of their session, he made a comment that they worried about, and the comment from the Georgia defensive coordinator was that Alabama is the only team that Georgia will play this year that's totally committed to the run. Now, you think about it and think about the games they've won. A lot of them have been close. They've been at the end, but they've allowed their offensive running game to begin to wear down the opponent, a lot like old-time Southeastern Conference football.
Right, and I watched Georgia, and I remember Georgia having a defensive back, Thomas Davis. That reminded me a lot of Ron Landry. Plays with Carolina Panthers. They had a guy named Greg Blue that's in the NFL, 2 big hitters, LSU Steltz and LaRon Landry. Coach, today's game was no different than your game when you have Jeffrey Dell and those guys playing.
Well, they were big-time athletes, and they would hit and they could run. The thing that happens, though, offensively, the whole philosophy appears to be spread them out, and no matter what you call it, it looks like an exciting offense to me, and I will tell you very candidly, I would not want to be a defensive coordinator trying to stop some of it. Think about Texas Tech and Oklahoma State and Florida, and those people trying to slow those people down. That's a humongous task. I guess that's why they pay you $3 to $4 million a year.
Right. And the hours are more because of studying these offenses. I mean, you're talking about Florida, Brandon James and Percy Harvin, who's a wideout playing running back most of the time. I think Percy has 1,000 yards running, but he's a receiver. Yeah.
You have 2 young men that neither one of them are very big. They're as quick as a hiccup and can fly, and they're running between the tackles. You put 5 receivers in there. Now, you've got to put 5 guys out there to cover them, and pretty soon you've got 3 or 4 defensive linemen, no linebackers, and that's a difficult thing to do because you're not going to run those people down from the backside.
And Tim Tebow's 240.
Well, he's a linebacker. You know, he's a guy that I have a favorite term you and I have talked about. He's a freak, and I mean that positively. He is just so unique from an athletic skill level that he puts himself above many. He does things by nature that other people can't really think about.
Now, you mentioned this off the air, but I'll see if you agree with me. You coached a freak running back, Dalton Hilliard. He had freak vision, you told me. Would you say he's a freak vision quarterback, even though because the way
Well,
maneuvers?
I think he has a great talent around him, which helps him. And I think Dalton was a missing ingredient for our offense. And I want people to clearly understand the idea of me saying it's freak. That doesn't mean he's anything other than out of the ordinary.
Right.
So
For
very
football,
special.
yeah.
That Dalton Hilliard had the most amazing eyes as a running back that I've ever seen. The only thing close to me was a Gale Sayers. Now, Dalton Hilliard ran a 4.640 all day, every day. And if he'd had blazing speed, there's just really no telling what kind of records he would have
And Barry
set.
Sanders ran really about a 4.6, but he was
Well,
quick
I don't
as
know.
these
I
days.
just never caught Barry Sanders.
Right. Coach, finally, I want to let people know again, West Monroe grad.
Yeah.
Back then, they didn't have the 3-story condominium football facilities.
No, we Coach Showers and that staff and administration
job.
over years have done an incredible job. I went into West Monroe its second year in existence, and we weren't winning then, so they have turned that program over the long years, and it's been amazing to watch.
Mention what's going on and happening at Baton Rouge Sports Foundation this weekend and upcoming.
Well, we have softball, baseball tournaments, we have fencing tournaments, we have soccer. We have an awful lot of young people involved in athletic activities. Right now, football season winding down, and we don't do anything with football other than just kind of watch it and see what's going on. But we're excited about the opportunity we have to work with Southern and LSU and Breck, our recreational departments.
Coach, honored that you came back.
My pleasure, as
We'd like
always.
to get you back in the future again.
Just count on it.
LSU hat.
Yes. Thank you.
Shirt from us.
Now that may fit me. I don't
That
know
might
about
fit you. It might fit half of Chris. And we have a certificate for you, Bourbon Street Restaurant on Coursey for you and your wife.
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
eat on us and stay after the show. We've got more food.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Lee.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we've got more of Louisiana Football TV Magazine. We've got 2 Zachary kids, and I'm going to tell you who they are when we come back.
You can join.
Key Point Federal Credit Union serves the entire community throughout a 4-parish area, pointing the way to financial success.
You can join.
Benefit from lower loan rates, higher deposit rates, and loan rebates from a full-service lending institution.
You can join.
Enjoy the convenience of savings, ATMs, internet banking, and bill payer services. Members are key. Service is the point.
Key Point Federal Credit Union. You can join.
If you're looking for the gear you need in the colors you bleed, then make your first stop Co-op. Much more than just a bookstore, Co-op has the largest selection of LSU merchandise for the whole family, including tailgating supplies, LSU clothing and accessories, great gifts, and a whole lot more. Stop in or order online for the best prices on art supplies, school supplies, and textbooks. The Co-op Bookstore, where you'll always find the gear you need in the colors you bleed.
Does your office need an update? Shop Office Furniture World, where you'll find one of the largest selections of quality new and pre-owned office furniture in the area. We carry a large selection of cubicles, metal desks, file cabinets, bookcases, everything you need for starting a new business or updating one. From the reception area to the boardroom, Office Furniture World can enhance the look of your office at a fraction of the cost. Visit Office Furniture World on Coursey Boulevard today.
It's time to move up to the luxury of Long Ridge, a gated luxury community featuring beautiful landscaped grounds, pool, executive business center, and state-of-the-art fitness center. Each unit features 9-foot ceilings, ceiling fans, kitchen with microwave, utility room with washer and dryer, a garden tub in the back, walk-in closets, and a private patio or balcony for entertaining your guests. Explore living beyond the ordinary. Come home to Long Ridge Luxury Apartments, just off Sherwood across from Piccadilly.